Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Stay tuned to hear more about all that Skillshare has to offer. Hey guys, welcome to another Pencil Stash video. Happy holidays. We are knee-deep in the Christmas season, and I thought we could do another page from Romantic Country's third tale. But as I usually say, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually not going to be coloring one of the pages that's like typically Christmas. We are going to take a page that isn't Christmas, and we are going to be using paint markers to make it Christmas. So stick around. Alright, so this is the page that we're going to be coloring today, and it is screaming spring. There's, flowers in all of these little baskets, there's leaves on the trees, so it wouldn't necessarily stand out to you as a Christmas page, and totally legit. But I think we can use our paint markers to maybe change some of these flowers to like Christmas garland or, poinsettias, something really, really cool. And I don't know about you, but this roof line to me is just screaming for some Christmas lights. I'm so excited. I don't know what made me think of doing this, but I was so excited by kind of how matte the finish on these paint markers is. And I was thinking like how fun it would be to kind of add in some elements onto a page that weren't here before. And, paint is really the only way that, you're probably going to be able to do that. So enter the chocolate markers, enter some awesome kind of Christmas transformations on this house, and we'll see how it turns out. This is an experiment. You know me, I'm always like, I don't know if it's going to work. I think it's going to work. We're going to try. So let's see what we feel like doing first. I did kind of wrestle with whether to color it first and then do the paint markers on top of it. And I'm still kind of wrestling with that, but I ultimately, I think, decided to do the paint markers first, just so that I'm not struggling with anything that I maybe put underneath it with the colored pencils, so that this has, nothing but the paper to kind of lay on top of. And then once I have that down, I will work around it on the rest of the page. So again, I don't know if this is going to work. I might be doing it backwards, but we're going to try it. And I think it'll be okay. So the one that's kind of obvious to me, I think, is this one up here. This looks very much like it could be maybe some Christmas garland. So I think I want to, let's see. I definitely need to start kind of the ink on all of these markers because they are paint markers. So if you're not familiar with paint markers, they essentially are markers. They kind of shake just like maybe like a can of spray paint. And when you take off the lid, you'll notice that there's like a really kind of thick, bullet nib here. And, nothing will happen. Like if I touch this, nothing will happen. It's not like a marker. So to get it started, you actually have to shake it. And then you have to kind of press down the marker tip. And you see how it like the paint is literally like running down it. And it will eventually coat. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then now you'll be able to use your marker. So in case you were curious how that works. And again, I'm not really sure what exactly we are going to be doing. So I think just going to make these like Christmas ornaments. So instead of flowers, I'm going to make them a little bit more circular. And the deal with the paint markers is that the first layer is, almost opaque, but not quite. So I am going to be doing maybe, a couple of layers here. And I'm just going to try to make these as circular as possible just to get rid of that little kind of flower shape. Ooh, this one's really pigmented. I like this. So we're just going to let that dry. These are very fast drying, so you really don't have to give it very much time at all. And I don't know if you can see that. The black of the, coloring book is still kind of showing through. So that's really what we want to get rid of by doing, 2 coats or so. All right, that that is pretty much dry. I mean, that is literally how fast it happens. So let's see what happens when we do another coat. I think that should be good. All right, that one's still wet. That one came off. We'll just give it a minute. All right, I think we're good. Nope, still wet. Let's give it a minute. Okay, I think we're finally good. So the other thing, I really want it to still look like it was always part of the page. So I'm gonna go back in with my Sharpie fine liner and I'm just gonna recreate that outline, and it'll do a couple of things. One, it'll blend in a little bit better with the rest, and two, it will also just help to drive home that kind of circular shape that I am changing the flowers into. It is a little bit hard to go over this paint. I don't know if it's just thick or if it's still a little bit wet. Oh, come on. It might have just been that marker. Okay. Now I'm going to take my white. This might be a little thick, but I don't think I have a choice. And I'm just going to do a little... All right, let's try some poinsettia, and I looked up just kind of what they looked like just to kind of remind me, and I think I'm going to do that in maybe this basket to start with, and we'll kind of see how that goes. But instead of circles, now we're going to create these little kind of leaf shapes, and gosh, I really wish these were a little bit thinner just so that I could have a little bit more precision, but this is what I have, so we're going to try to make the most of it. All right, we're going to let that dry, and then we'll see what we can do with it. And I think I'm going to do it over here as well. All right, let's try some green. I kind of like this green. This is really pretty. I do have a couple other greens that we will also try. Oh, I didn't see this one. We've got 5 greens. Wow, okay. So we have a nice assortment of greens here, and I think we should try to use a bunch of them. So let's do... kind of partial to this one, actually. Let's see. I haven't used these, so get it started. Ooh, this one has a little bit more of a like finer tip on it. I don't know if that's just the way that this one is shaped, but it's definitely got the ability to be a bit more intentional than the red does, which is a shame because I am going to be using a lot of red. And this is the only red. There's a bunch of different greens. And I kind of want to try this green as well. So I think maybe I'll just try to make some foliage in this one. And I'm purposely leaving a lot of space because I want to add in some different greens as well and just kind of layer it. This green is beautiful. This one is very Christmas green. So I think this one's going to serve us well. Let's see, is this dry? Yes, for the most part. Just adding in some additional leaves here, and I'm really just trying to cover like the majority of what's here. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can totally make the rest kind of blend in, but at the end of the day, I just kind of wanted to make sure that, you know, it didn't look like it used to be flowers and that I changed it. All right, let's do the second coat on our poinsettias. This red is awfully thick for some reason. Like, this red is not behaving like the other colors are. So I might try to use this a little bit more sparingly, or maybe just strategically. All right, let's do this original green over here, and we'll kind of fill in some of these because this is mostly dry. There we go. All right, now the other thing that I really want to do, and I still have to do some of these flowers here, But the thing that I'm really, really excited to do is actually to do the Christmas lights up kind of along the roof line. So I just want to decide like what are those colors, and I think I'm going to do kind of just the traditional like, you know, big fat, you know, Christmas bulbs. So we definitely need, I think, these. Is this kind of your typical Christmas? Am I missing any? I don't think so. I think that like the typical kind of Christmas lights were these 4 colors. So I think that this is what we're going to go with. You know what I might do actually? I am just a little bit gun shy based on how thick these are. I might take my pencil and just kind of draw in the spacing and the shape. And this will get covered up for the most part, so I'm not too worried about it, but I do kind of want to give myself a little bit of a guide. So really what I'm going for, again, is that just kind of string light look. So I think I want, and I think I kind of want it to like hang down. So let's start at the apex here. And I kind of just wanted that like bulb shape. And I'm just kind of giving myself a little bit of a guide. This is not perfect and I don't need it to be. I just kind of need to have a placeholder. Okay, all right. And, you know, we're just going to do every 4th one. So let's start with yellow and see how it goes. Well, that worked out nice and symmetrical. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I am really, really liking this. This is actually coming out a little bit better than I even thought. I'm very, very happy. Okay, so now the other thing I want to do with this foliage is just put a couple little red dots in here, and maybe some white ones, and then we'll kind of outline everything. All right, so as that dries, I'm going to go back in, I think, to the poinsettias and maybe add my fine liner just to kind of further define those shapes, because right now they're just kind of crazy looking starfish. Oof. This black pen is not working on top of the red. Oof. I'm going to let that dry a little bit more. This red is really finicky, which makes me nervous about our Christmas lights. That's right. We can go in and put our black. See, over the green, it's fine, like totally fine. Just a word to the wise too. This paint is going through the other side of the paper. So I think if you, like in the past, I've always put it over my colored pencils and it hasn't gone through. So just a little bit of a heads up there. It is definitely going through. I'm also just kind of adding in a couple little lines here and there just to cover up a little bit of the flower that is kind of coming through. But really not too bad. Not too bad. Let's try the poinsettia again. Nope. Ah, I might need like a heavy duty Sharpie. Like one with like a really fine tip, but not a fine liner. Is that like a thing? Do they make those? I might have to go shopping and find out. All right, so we're just gonna leave those for the moment until I figure out something to do. And now I'm going to try to take my same Sharpie that I'm struggling with and maybe create some of my bulb shapes. All right, so this is kind of the overall shape that I'm going for, this kind of elongated kind of teardrop. So we'll see how well that translated. Ugh. Skip over the red. Yeah, see, the blue works just fine. I don't know. Blue works fine. Let's see about the green. Yep, green works fine. All right, I've brought out two other options. I don't know if these will work. I'm just going to try them. One is a black gel pen. Don't know if it'll work. Might as well try it. And the other one is a marker that has a really fine tip on the end. So let's try the gel pen first, just because I think it's a bit more, like, might have some more precision. That kind of works. It's metallic, so it doesn't quite match, but at this point, I am not mad about it. The other thing I want to do is create like a continuous strand for the lights to kind of sit around, just to make them look like they're more than just floating. But I think I might wait to do that after I color the rest of the page, just to make sure that it doesn't get lost. All right, I think we might be done with paint, and I'm okay with that. This was really, really fun, but I did have a little bit of problems with some of the red and whatnot, and this gel pen was definitely the hero of the day, thank God. So now I am going to color the rest of the page with my colored pencils, and we'll see how this all comes out. All right, I'm at a pretty good stopping point, and I wanted to add a lot of snow. I added a little bit to the roof and some other areas I tried, but for some reason my white marker started getting a little bit funky. So I think I'm actually going to switch to just some like cheap, crappy acrylic craft paint, just to see how that works. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of this out. And I have a couple of different paintbrushes that I can use. So this one's kind of the big swathy one. And I'm just going to experiment a little bit. Because I really wanted to have, let me start kind of up here, because I really wanted to have like a nice little, oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to have a lot of snow kind of up on the roof, and I didn't want it to be perfect. Like I really wanted it to look like, you know, snow had just kind of settled. So basically what I'm doing is just kind of getting some and then just kind of getting off like at least half of it so that my brush isn't as full. And then just kind of stippling it on wherever I think it needs it. And then I also wanted to have it kind of like maybe up on some of these, like the trim of the house here, and kind of piled up on the stoop. Maybe up on some of these little caps. And then where I really wanted it was kind of along the pathway here. Like I wanted to be able to kind of make this look less like grass and more like a snow-covered yard. And I might have to do a couple of coats just to get a lot of the like opaqueness that I'm looking for. Just trying to cover these spots that kind of make it look like grass. And then here, I think is where I can really have some fun, kind of down here at the bottom. Kind of create some snowdrifty kind of shapes. All right, we'll let that dry, which is kind of the theme of the day, and we'll kind of see where that lands. Ah! This red is going to be the death of me. I am literally going to throw away my red charcoal marker. All right, we're gonna get rid of that paintbrush. It's got too much red on it. And I'm just gonna go with a bit of a smaller one. All right, this is working pretty good. It's coming along. I just have a couple more little spots here that I wanna do. And just, you know, working with it just reaffirms why I don't like paint. It is very messy. I already got some on my sleeve, and I'm not too happy about that, but it is what it is. I don't know if paint is messy as much as maybe I'm messy with paint. So either way, this is definitely not a medium that I'm comfortable with, but it's definitely fun. You know, it's something that I haven't done before, and I definitely think that it is kind of driving home this like thought of, you know, Christmas on this page. I mean, it's definitely, you know, not springtime on this page anymore, so that's pretty cool. And here we go. I think I'm done. This is definitely cute. I accomplished my goal. I really wanted to take a page that was clearly a springtime, you know, kind of countryside scene and turn it into a wintry kind of Christmas scene with a little bit of paint markers and some actual acrylic paint. And, you know, definitely learned a lot along the way. You know, certain things went really, really well. Certain things I kind of had to adjust as I went. But my favorite part of all are these Christmas lights. These are so, so cute. I'm very, very happy with them. I especially love the way that the kind of, you know, connecting line or wire kind of just winds around. It's so, so cute. And I don't know, I'm just really, really happy with it. It's cute. I never used paint before on a coloring page, and it's definitely not my forte. I am not a painter, don't know what I'm doing, but it was fun. I think snow is a kind of a forgiving way to try it, which thank goodness, because, you know, it just kind of allowed me to experiment a little bit.
Thanks again to the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. Now, if you liked learning from me today, you're going to love learning from all the talented creators on Skillshare's platform. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with thousands of classes in design, art, business, so much more. If you want to improve your knowledge on any topic, Skillshare has a class for you. Like this class, SketchUp, Basic 3D Modeling for Interior Design by Layla A. Now, I'm currently knee-deep in a home office and PencilStash studio redesign, so I've taken this class to mock up my layout ideas for my studio's maximum potential. Now, premium membership gives you unlimited access to classes, communities, and workshops that are just right for you and your learning goals. So join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for PencilStash viewers. The first 1,000 viewers to click the link below in the description will get a free trial of premium Skillshare membership. Now, after your free trial, Skillshare is super affordable, with an annual subscription being less than $10 per month. And with all the growth potential that these classes have to offer, that is a fantastic investment in yourself and your personal development. Act now for this special offer and start learning with Skillshare today.
And just one more quick note, I am going to do my very, very best to continue to upload regularly throughout the month of December into January, but I'm actually super excited. I'm having a PencilStash studio built out for myself. So I'll be having kind of a dedicated space where I can color and have all of my supplies and, you know, filming and all that good stuff. So while that's going on, I'm gonna be a little bit displaced. So again, I'm gonna try to do my best to kind of, make sure that my schedule is still regular, but just in case, I miss a video or two here and there, don't worry, I'm coming back, and we'll be, bringing you guys new videos from a dedicated space here very, very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a big, huge thumbs up and a comment down below, any suggestions, I love hearing from you guys. And check out the merch store. PencilStash is now on tpublic.com /user/PencilStash. I've got stickers and canvas bags and t-shirts and all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link for it down below. And happy holidays and happy coloring. Take care, guys. Bye.